There are many games on the horizon. Today, we will take a look at some of the most anticipated, upcoming medieval games. There are also going to be some titles you might not have heard about. A wide variety of games, from AAA big budget titles to smaller indie games, card games, and more. If you love the Dark Ages and the atmosphere of wielding a sword or shooting a bow, then look no further than our 10 new medieval games of 2023. Number 7, Gangs of Sherwood. The story of Robin Hood is one of the most famous of all time. Gangs of Sherwood puts you in the realm of the legendary outlaw, but also lets you play as his allies. The 4-person co-op game lets you be Robin Hood, Marion, Friar Tuck, and Little John. The characters play differently, so learn their skills so you can partake in your mission. What's the mission? To rob the rich and give to the poor, of course. Seek out the wealthy and corrupt, and take from them so that the people can survive. You can also use their wealth to build up your characters more. Are you ready to do some thieving? Number 6, Blight Survival. Imagine a war between two nations. Imagine the carnage that happens when the fighting continues without end. Now imagine that something else emerges within the battlefields that have contained that war. A blight unto the world, that is, reanimating the bodies of the fallen and turning them into monsters. You and your allies have been paid well to go into the god-forsaken battlefields and take down the creatures that have been blighted. The 4-person co-op game will test you as you attempt to put down the reborn creatures. Craft your knight to be the kind of fighter you desire, then use various weapons to strike the cursed entities. Number 5, Manor Lords. There are many titles that allow you to build up your kingdom brick by brick, but there are often restrictions that come with them. Manor Lords goes for historical accuracy and a type of organic building that'll make you feel you have total control over what you construct. You'll start by building your home, then you expand to create your own village. After that, you can expand your reach further until you have a whole kingdom under your watchful eye. Defend it from invaders, and organically construct it to be the best dwelling in the land. What will your realm look like when you're done with it? Number 4, The Valiant.
More fighting, less talking, boy.
The Valiant is an arts real-time strategy game with RPG role-playing game elements. The action takes players to medieval times. You take control over knights that need to stop crusaders from retrieving an ancient artifact. Our protagonist is Theodoric von Eichenberg, a former crusader. Your goal is to once again wield a sword and go on an adventure to find and stop your old friend. The core gameplay here is story mode made of 15 chapters. You will travel all over the world in medieval times.
There are so many. The hour of reckoning is at hand, friends.
Aye, but at least we get to go out in a blaze of glory, lad.
Do we fight or flee?
Lord, battle is upon us. Fight with God in your heart!
Number 3, Rotwood. Rotwood is an action-adventure game. It has some hack-and-slash elements as well as a roguelike. You will traverse a fantastic world stylized from medieval times. Our heroes are anthropomorphic animals, who explore a mysterious forest and fight enemies on their way. The action of the game is presented in a 2D perspective. You run left or right around the forest and fight foes you stumble upon. The game can be fully played in cooperation mode for up to 4 players. Number 2, Spellforce, Conquest of Io.
In this age of great magic, it falls upon you to take up your master's mantle.
Spellforce, Conquest of Io is another strategy game based on a turn-based combat style. You play as a mage who wants to conquer the world, hence the name Conquest. Any Spellforce player has heard of the world of Io. As a powerful mage, you have to get rid of any competition, enemies, or former friends to conquer it all. The gameplay is focused on creating and upgrading an army, your magical powers, and getting more and more land under your wingspan. You will find various spells and artifacts. Additionally, you can recruit some heroes and send them on missions. There is a greatly expanded crafting system that allows you to create items like these artifacts, spells, or even companions. It is exclusively a single-player game.
The influence of the mage's circle grows by the day.
Number 1, Crimson Desert. Crimson Desert is yet another action-adventure game with some RPG mechanics. The game is developed by the creators of Black Desert Online. However, it is not an online exclusive game. This time, in Crimson Desert, you will visit a huge continent called Pywell. After King Dominus went into a coma, many people started a rebellion. You play as Macduff, who is a warrior. You need to win the battle to reclaim the long-lost lands. Gameplay often relies on fighting your enemies. Apart from usual humans, monsters, and such, you will also stumble upon huge beasts that serve somewhat as bosses. The combat is mostly meleeing with a slight addition of bows, crossbows, etc. Crimson Desert just looks stunning already, and only time will tell if the gameplay delivers on its promise.